Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into the world of Anthropic,
Okay.
a company making some serious waves in AI,
Yeah.
but with kind of different approach,
Yeah. Definitely different.
We've got excerpts from an ebook all about Anthropic,
Ah,
plus some news and analysis.
that sounds good.
So, what's the big deal with Anthropic?
Well, you see, most AI companies out there,
Mm-hmm.
they're all about just building the most powerful AI possible.
Right.
It's like a race to the top.
Yeah.
But Anthropic, well, they're kind of taking a different path.
Okay.
They're asking a really crucial question, like,
Oh,
what if we focused on building AI that's not just powerful,
right.
but also safe?
Safe AI. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
We've all seen those sci-fi movies, right?
Yeah.
Where the AI takes over and it's all doom and gloom.
Yeah, exactly.
Are they worried about that kind of thing?
Well, it's not just about those Hollywood scenarios.
Okay.
Think about it. AI is like everywhere these days,
It
right?
really is.
It's in healthcare, it's in finance, even self-driving cars.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And if that AI, isn't aligned with like our values as humans,
Right.
the consequences could be, pretty serious.
Yeah.
And Anthropic, they're trying to get ahead of that.
Okay, so they're like the safety inspectors of the AI world,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
making sure things don't go all Terminator on us.
Exactly.
I like it.
Yeah. So they were actually founded by siblings.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dario and Daniela Amodei.
Interesting.
And they were previously researchers at OpenAI.
OpenAI.
Yeah, the company behind ChatGPT.
Oh, wow.
So, they're not messing around.
No, they definitely know their stuff.
They really know AI.
Yeah.
But, they saw the potential risks,
Uh-huh.
and they decided to create a company that was, dedicated to building AI responsibly.
So, like, sibling rivalry?
Yeah,
But with, like, world-changing implications.
exactly.
I like it.
It's a pretty cool story.
So how are they actually approaching this safe AI thing? What makes them so different from all the other AI companies?
So their approach, it's called constitutional AI.
Constitutional AI.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like a core part of their technology.
Got
It's like they created like a set of guiding principles,
Okay.
almost like a constitution,
Right.
but for their AI models,
Wow.
to ensure that the AI behaves in a safe and beneficial way.
So what's in this constitution for AI?
Right.
Are we talking like the right to free speech for robots?
Well, not quite.
Okay.
It's more about ensuring that the AI is transparent,
Okay.
steerable,
Uh-huh.
and less risky.
Okay. Break it down for me.
Yeah.
What do those fancy words actually mean in the real world?
All right, so let's start with transparency.
Uh-huh.
Imagine you're using like an AI tool, right?
Yeah.
And it gives you an answer or a recommendation.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you want to know like why it gave you that answer?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, so with Anthropic's approach, you can actually ask the AI to explain its reasoning. So you're not just blindly trusting a black box.
So it's like having a conversation with the AI where it can actually explain itself.
Exactly.
That makes sense. It makes it a lot less scary when you can understand what's going on.
So what about this steerability thing?
Okay, so steerability basically means you can set boundaries and guidelines for the AI,
Okay.
making sure it's always working towards your goals and intentions.
Got it.
It's like having a steering wheel
Right.
that actually controls the direction of the car.
Okay, so no rogue AI joyriding off into the sunset.
Exactly.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
So what about risk reduction?
Okay.
How do they actually make AI less risky?
Well, it's all about anticipating potential problems, and
Yeah.
designing safeguards to like mitigate those risks.
Okay.
For example, they might train their AI models on data sets that are like carefully screened to remove biases or harmful content.
Right.
And they might also like build in mechanisms that prevent the AI from taking actions that could have negative consequences. So it's not just about the AI's capabilities.
Well,
It's about its character.
yeah, you could say that.
Making sure it's a good AI.
Right. They're trying to ensure that AI is aligned with human values,
Uh-huh.
so it's more likely to act in ways that are beneficial to humanity.
I like that.
Yeah, and this is where their star product comes in.
Oh, yeah.
Claude.
Their answer to ChatGPT, right?
Exactly. Claude is an AI assistant,
Mm-hmm.
but it's designed with safety and interpretability as like the top priorities.
Oh, interesting.
It's a demonstration of how they're putting all these principles into action.
So it's like ChatGPT,
Yeah.
but with a conscience.
Yeah. You could say that.
I like it.
It's still early days,
Right.
but they're constantly working to improve Claude's capabilities
Yeah.
while maintaining that focus on safety.
That's great.
Yeah, and it seems like their approach is attracting some serious attention.
Yeah. Well, from what I've read, they've managed to raise some pretty impressive sums of money.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking billions, right?
Yeah, billions with a B.
Wow.
They've secured major investments from some big players in the tech world.
Like who?
Well, Amazon and Google, for starters.
Oh, wow.
So it seems like those companies are betting big on Anthropic's vision of safe AI.
Yeah, it seems like everyone's really interested in what they're doing.
Definitely.
And those investments have pushed their valuation way up,
Way up.
leading to a lot of chatter about a potential IPO.
IPO. Yeah, everyone's talking about it.
But before we get into that,
Okay.
let's dive a little deeper into their technology.
Right.
I want to understand this constitutional AI thing a little better.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff.
It sounds pretty revolutionary.
Oh, it is. It really is.
AI training AI.
That's right.
That sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right?
AI training AI. Is that even possible?
It is, yeah.
It sounds a little like those robots building more robots in those dystopian movies.
Yeah, kind of, but it's not quite as dramatic as the movies make it seem.
Yep.
But yeah, essentially they're using AI to help shape the behavior of other AI models.
So they're not just programming these AIs with rules, they're actually teaching them values.
Yeah, you could say that.
How do you even do that?
Well, it's a complex process, but it involves training the AI on a massive amount of data.
Okay.
Data that reflects human values and ethical principles.
Right, so like examples of good behavior and bad behavior.
Exactly. They might feed the AI examples of ethical dilemmas and the choices humans have made in those situations.
Oh, interesting.
And the AI learns from these examples and develops its own understanding of what constitutes ethical behavior.
That's fascinating. It's almost like giving the AI a moral compass.
Right.
But how can you be sure the AI is actually internalizing these values and not just mimicking patterns in the data?
That's a great question, and it's one of the big challenges in AI safety,
Yeah.
and it's something that Anthropic is really focused on.
Okay.
They're using various techniques to try to ensure that the AI isn't just learning to parrot human behavior, but is actually developing its own sense of ethical reasoning.
So it's not just about teaching the AI what's right and wrong. It's about teaching it how to think for itself.
Exactly, and that's why transparency is so important.
Right, because you can see how it's making decisions.
Exactly. By being able to understand how the AI is making decisions, we can gain insights into its reasoning process
Uh-huh.
and ensure that it's actually aligning with our values.
So it's back to that no black boxes approach.
Right.
You want to be able to see what's going on inside the AI's mind.
Exactly.
But let's get back to Claude for a minute.
Okay.
How does all of this play into their AI assistant?
Well, Claude is a prime example of how they're putting these principles into practice.
Okay.
When you interact with Claude, you're not just getting responses generated by a mindless algorithm.
Right.
You're interacting with an AI that's been trained to consider the ethical implications of its actions
Okay.
and to communicate its reasoning in a way that's understandable to humans.
So it's like having an AI assistant that's not just smart, but also thoughtful. An AI that actually cares about doing the right thing.
You got it. And as they continue to develop Claude and other AI products,
Uh-huh.
they're constantly working to improve those safety and ethical considerations.
It sounds like they're really committed to this.
They are. They really are.
And it seems like they're getting some serious backing from some major players.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We talked about those investments from Amazon and Google, but
Yeah.
what does that actually mean for Anthropic?
Yeah.
Is it just about the money, or is there something more strategic going on?
It's definitely a combination of both.
Okay.
The financial resources are crucial for any company, especially one that's developing cutting-edge technology like AI.
Right. They need that money to do their research and build their products.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the partnerships with Amazon and Google, they go beyond just money.
Okay.
They provide Anthropic with access to vast computing power, massive data sets,
Wow.
and a wealth of expertise in AI development.
So it's like they're getting a boost from some of the biggest brains in the tech world.
Exactly. And that's a huge advantage in a field as competitive as AI.
Right.
These partnerships allow Anthropic to scale up their operations, accelerate their research and development, and ultimately bring their vision of safe AI to the market faster and more effectively.
It sounds like they're building quite a formidable team.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
But all this focus on safety sounds great in theory, but can Anthropic actually make money doing this?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
It is.
And to be honest, it's still a bit of a mystery.
Okay.
Anthropic hasn't publicly revealed their detailed business plan,
Right.
but We can look at the industry and their approach and make some educated guesses.
All right, let's speculate a bit. What are some of the ways they could turn this safe AI thing into a profitable business?
Well, one obvious avenue is enterprise AI solutions.
Okay.
They could offer customized AI models to businesses that are looking for safe and reliable solutions.
So like AI for specific tasks within a company.
Exactly. Think of things like customer service chatbots, data analysis tools,
Mm-hmm.
or even AI-powered decision support systems.
So they could be targeting companies that are maybe a little hesitant to jump on the AI bandwagon because of all those concerns about bias and unintended consequences.
Exactly. Anthropic could position themselves as the responsible AI provider,
Right.
the company you can trust to deliver AI solutions that won't backfire or create ethical dilemmas.
I can see that being a strong selling point.
And I think that's a message that would resonate with a lot of businesses,
Yeah.
especially as AI becomes more and more integrated into critical operations.
Makes sense, but what about consumers?
Okay.
Are there any plans to offer AI tools directly to individuals?
Hmm.
Kind of like what we're seeing with ChatGPT.
Well, they already have Claude, their AI assistant,
Right.
and they're constantly working to improve its capabilities.
Okay.
It's possible they could offer a subscription service,
Uh-huh.
similar to what OpenAI is doing with ChatGPT Plus,
Yeah.
where users can access more advanced features and support.
So they could be going head to head with OpenAI, but with a different value proposition.
Yeah.
Safety and ethics as a premium feature.
That's certainly one way to look at it, and I think it could be a compelling selling point for many users,
Right.
especially those who are concerned about data privacy, algorithmic bias,
Mm-hmm.
or the potential misuse of AI.
So it sounds like they've got a couple of good options there.
They do?
All right, so they've got the enterprise angle,
Oh,
they've
yeah.
got the consumer angle,
Yeah.
but are there any other ways they could monetize their technology?
Sure. Licensing is another possibility.
Okay.
They could offer APIs that allow developers to integrate Anthropic's AI technology into their own products and services.
Oh, so they're not just building their own products, they're empowering others to build responsible AI as well.
Exactly. And think of it like providing the building blocks for others to create safe and ethical AI applications.
That's a pretty interesting approach.
It is. It's very forward-thinking.
But with all these potential revenue streams, it sounds like
Yep.
they're setting themselves up to be a pretty big company.
You could be.
Is that the ultimate goal?
Yeah.
To become the next Google or Microsoft of AI?
It's hard to say what their ultimate ambitions are.
Okay.
But they've certainly attracted a lot of attention and investment,
Yeah,
which suggests they have big plans.
right.
And the fact that they're focusing on safety and ethics could give them a significant edge in the long run.
It could definitely set them apart from the competition.
Yeah, I think so.
But the big question on everyone's mind is, are they going public?
Yeah, the IPO.
That IPO speculation has been swirling for months.
It has.
What do our sources say about that?
Well, based on the information we have, it seems like an IPO in 2025 is a real possibility.
Okay.
The ebook we mentioned earlier points to favorable market conditions for AI companies going public next year.
Right.
And when you consider Anthropic's rapid growth and the massive investments they've secured,
Yep.
it would make sense for them to strike while the iron is hot.
It would. But they're still a relatively young company.
That's true.
And we've talked about the challenges of turning safe AI into a profitable business model. Do you think they'll need to show more concrete results before they can go public?
I think investors will definitely want to see a clear path to profitability.
Yeah.
They'll want to understand how Anthropic plans to generate revenue
Right.
and what their growth strategy looks like.
Makes sense.
The success of Claude and the partnerships they've formed will be key indicators to watch.
Okay, so the IPO is still a bit of a question mark.
It is.
But let's say they do decide to go public. What kind of valuation are we talking about?
Based on their current trajectory and the investments from Amazon and Google, some estimates put their potential IPO valuation somewhere between $10 billion to $15 billion,
Wow.
possibly even higher.
That's a lot of money.
It is, but of course those are just projections.
Right.
The actual valuation will depend on various factors, including market sentiment and investor appetite for AI companies.
So a potential blockbuster IPO on the horizon.
It could be,
That's definitely something to keep an eye on.
for sure.
But for our listener who might be thinking about Anthropic as an investment opportunity, what are some of the risks they should be aware of?
Well, investing in any IPO,
Yeah.
especially in a rapidly evolving sector like AI, comes with inherent risks.
Right.
One of the biggest challenges for Anthropic is competition.
Okay.
They're going up against some of the biggest names in tech, like Google and Microsoft.
It's a classic David versus Goliath story,
It really is.
but with algorithms and data centers instead of slingshots and giants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as AI becomes more powerful and ubiquitous,
Right.
governments are starting to pay more attention, which means more regulation is likely on the horizon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Increased scrutiny and potential restrictions could impact Anthropic's growth and profitability.
So navigating the regulatory landscape is going to be crucial for them.
Absolutely, but
Yeah.
even with those challenges,
Yeah.
their commitment to building safe AI seems like it could be a major differentiator,
Right.
both for customers and investors.
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the marketplace.
It will.
Will consumers and businesses be willing to pay a premium for AI they can trust?
Good question.
Will investors be willing to bet on a company that's prioritizing ethics over raw power?
Right.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
It sounds like Anthropic is at a pivotal moment in their journey.
They are.
They've got the technology, they've got the backing,
Yeah.
and they've got a vision for the future of AI that's both ambitious and, dare I say, hopeful.
I agree.
But can they turn that vision into a reality?
That's the big question, and we'll be exploring it further as we continue our deep dive into Anthropic.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
From AI, training AI, to potential IPO valuation.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
But now it's time to shift our focus to the potential impact of Anthropic's work on the wider world.
Okay. What does their approach to AI safety mean for society as a whole? That's a big one. We've talked about Anthropic's technology, their business strategy, and a potential IPO. But now I want to zoom out a bit.
Oh, okay.
Think bigger picture.
Yeah.
What does Anthropic's approach to AI safety mean for society as a whole?
That's where things get really interesting.
Yeah.
If Anthropic succeeds in their mission, it could have like a ripple effect throughout the entire AI industry.
So they're not just building a company, they're trying to shift the entire paradigm of AI development.
Yeah, exactly. They're setting a new standard, showing that it's possible to create powerful AI that's also aligned with human values.
And that could have some pretty major implications, I imagine.
Oh, yeah, for everything from healthcare to education finance to transportation.
Okay, so paint a picture for me. What does a world powered by safe AI actually look like?
Okay.
Give me some real-world examples.
Right. So imagine a healthcare system where AI assists doctors in diagnosing diseases.
But these AI systems are designed to be transparent and accountable,
Right.
so patients understand how those diagnoses are made.
Okay.
Or think about self-driving cars that can navigate complex environments safely,
Yeah.
not just because they're programmed to follow traffic laws,
Right.
but because they have an ingrained understanding of human safety and well-being.
So it's not just about following rules, it's about having a deeper understanding of what matters to humans.
Exactly.
That's a pretty big shift in thinking.
It is, and it's not just about avoiding negative outcomes.
Okay.
It's also about creating AI
Yeah.
that can actively contribute to human flourishing.
Like what kind of things?
Well, imagine AI tutors that can personalize education for every student,
Oh, wow.
helping them reach their full potential, or AI assistants that can help us manage our lives more effectively,
Yeah.
freeing up time and energy for things that truly matter to us.
It sounds almost utopian.
It does.
But let's be realistic.
Yeah.
There are bound to be challenges and obstacles along the way.
Sure.
What are some of the things that could stand in the way of this safe AI future?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is simply the pace of innovation.
Right.
AI is evolving so quickly,
It really is.
and it can be difficult to stay ahead of the curve when it comes to safety and ethics.
Yeah. What seems like a responsible approach today might be outdated tomorrow.
Exactly. So it's a constant race to keep up with the technology.
And then there's the whole issue of regulation.
Oh, yeah.
Governments are still trying to figure out how to deal with AI.
Right. It's a complex issue.
It is.
And no easy answers.
Too much regulation could stifle innovation,
Yeah,
but too little could lead to unforeseen consequences.
exactly. It's a tough balance to strike.
So finding that right balance is going to be crucial.
Absolutely.
But let's bring it back to our listener.
Okay.
Why should they care about all of this?
Right.
What does Anthropic's mission mean for them on a personal level?
Well, for one thing, they might be using AI tools developed by Anthropic
Yeah.
or by companies that have adopted their approach.
Thus?
So understanding what safe AI means and how it works can help them make informed choices about the technology they use.
So it's about being an informed consumer of AI.
Exactly. And it's also about thinking critically about the role AI plays in our society.
Okay.
Anthropic's work raises important questions about the values we embed in our technology
Uh-huh.
and the future we want to create.
It's not just a technical issue, it's a societal issue.
Yeah, we're all stakeholders in this AI revolution.
And it's important to remember that the future of AI is not predetermined.
It's not, it's up to us.
It's something we're actively shaping
Exactly.
through the choices we make both individually and collectively.
Right.
Companies like Anthropic are showing that we have the power to create AI that's not just intelligent, but also aligned with our values and aspirations.
That's the goal.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Anthropic, what's the key takeaway for our listener?
I think the key takeaway is the future of AI is not just about what's technologically possible.
Yeah,
It's about what we choose to create.
I like that.
Anthropic is making a bold bet that we can create a future where AI is a force for good,
Uh-huh.
a tool that enhances our lives and helps us solve some of the world's most pressing challenges.
It's an inspiring vision for sure.
It is.
And whether or not they succeed their journey is a reminder that we all have a role to play in shaping that future.
We do.
We encourage you to learn more about Anthropic, explore the world of safe AI, and think critically about the role you want AI to play in your life and in the world. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.